All right, Overwatch tier list. Let's go. Where are we putting Bastion?
Solid D tier.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I like the changes that they've made to him. He still plays pretty well. Original Bastion was a pain in the ass,
Oh,
but still usable.
honestly, I, I know Enox is probably gonna
My
not
cousin.
like this. Enox is not gonna like this decision. She loves playing Bastion.
My cousin was the lead animator on that Bastion short.
Oh, nice, cool, Leo.
Aww,
Oh, dude,
I like that short.
we both love that short. It reminded us of Iron Giant.
I'm with Enox though. Bastion's like one of my main DPS.
All right, next we have McCree. His name's not Cassidy. I'm dead naming him McCree.
I have a love-hate relationship. I'd go like top end B.
I mean, I did used to play McCree. I actually do have the Golden Gun foam gun or something like that.
Yeah, so McCree was the one, like one of the very few non-tanks we played. When too many tanks were on the team, that's what we went with.
It's noon.
Sure.
Yeah. I say we put him at B tier. He's a fun little character to play. I usually play him whenever I play deathmatch. I don't usually play deathmatch mode much, but when I do, it's McCree.
I mean, that's fair. He's pretty good for deathmatch.
Yeah. Alright, now D.Va, I'm sorry. She's either going to D or E, cause...
You don't like D.Va?
I'm going solid C on D.Va.
I could put...
I'll tell you
I was
why.
gonna say, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
D.Va was my first main.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, me too.
Wow, we're the same. Whatever the fuck, I don't care.
Well, here's my experience of D.Va. I mean, she's fine. The thing is, the only problem I have is her ultimate. I'm not a huge fan of her ultimate because all you have to do is just go behind a corner and then boom, you pretty much shielded yourself from her ult. She does have a cool design. It's just, I don't know, I never really found myself playing D.Va that much.
Fair. Her ultimate is best used in an ambush situation at a capture point.
I do like her her bullet blocking move or the bullet shield thingy.
Yeah.
Defense Matrix?
Yes.
Good stuff.
Okay, she'll be a solid C, not a D. And now we got the degenerate.
C.
Luna, where do you want him?
I will compromise. We can put him like low end C. I'll compromise.
No, if you want to put the motherfucker in the lowest tier, I don't give a fuck.
What's your opinion, Tex?
Honestly, he's way too stupid. He's way too easy to beat from my end. All I have to do is either go Reaper, McCree, May, I don't care. Like, he is... Me playing this character, I don't know what to do with him. To me, he's just useless.
Yeah, I just don't like his kit or how he plays. Based on the characters that I do play, he's just not for me. And then when I have to deal with him, it's like, it's not hard, because Sombra, or May, or Moira, they're all his direct counters.
Yeah.
Literally anybody.
He's an ambush character, and like, get in, pick people off, get out. My brother also played a lot of Genji, although he was much less good at Genji than he was with fucking Hanzo.
But yeah, I'm putting him at E. Speaking of Hanzo, how are we thinking about Hanzo?
Solid C.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy with C. I like Hanzo. He's a character that requires skill, and he's also very useful. Not like his brother.
Oh yeah. It's just, I've always hated fighting against Hanzo because they always headshot me for whatever reason. Or they have like or his fucking multi-arrow bullshit where it just deflector arrows, I should say. But yeah, I can understand why people like playing Hanzo.
If you play him right, he can be like the best sniper in the game, which is great.
It just takes some time to get used to.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's two snipers that I play here that are really fun, but we'll get to them when we get to them. Alright, Mr. Junkrat.
My least favorite character to play as, I do have to recognize that he is a pretty good character, even though I don't like playing.
For me, it's the same thing with Demo Man. I do want to play as him, but I have trouble playing as him.
Well, I'm good at the demo man, so I don't know why I'm not good at fucking Junkrat, but I put him solid B.
Solid, but I'm happy with that as I suppose, the resident person that actually does play him frequently when I
Oh.
did play the game. I find him very fun. They haven't made too many problematic changes from when I started playing him to now. He's still pretty much the same. But yeah, I mean, I find him significantly useful compared to any other characters because
Okay.
he can do pretty much everything. So,
Also that trap.
oh yeah, Trap's amazing.
Like you able to trap someone in a room and then you could just use your grenades to ricochet against the wall and then boom.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's a really easy combo, especially if you figure out pretty quickly who the stupid person on the enemy team is, because then you can consecutively just bully them over and over, which people hate, but it's literally part of his kit. If you don't like it, maybe you should look for the traps more. It's not my fault that you don't have any spatial awareness.
Okay. I think I'm gonna put him ahead of McCree because McCree is very basic if you know what to do with him. While Junkrat, you can be very creative with his grenades and trap play.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Lucio.
Solid A.
Yeah, I'd put him in A too. I've never had any problems with Frog.
I mean,
I suck at him, but solid A.
one thing I love using Lucio is for two of the maps. I forget which ones, but you could just push them off the edge or push them into the hole of death.
Ilios.
Ilios. Yes, if you want to, he is a solid healer, a very interesting group healer. I personally can't play him that well, but he is at least fun to play.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play him that much either, so I don't have any input. He's a good healer.
Alright, now my degenerate pick.
Alright, I respect it. I respect people that can play Mei. D.
Yes, you got something to say, Luna?
Well, I'm with you, Dex. I mean, considering she's one of my main DPS, I can't argue. I'm disappointed they got rid of her freeze
Oh yeah, dude.
ability, where it's like you can't freeze shit anymore. It's like that was her whole kit. It's like, oh, but we don't want to stun people anymore because it's not fair. But you know, we'll get to why that's a problem later.
Oh yeah, way later.
It's like she's still really useful, even despite all of the nerfs, and she's really good to stall. She's amazing for stall. If you play her right, you can just continuously get your abilities back until you get your ult, and then you just wait for your team, and everybody hates you for it.
Oh yeah, it's best having a Mei on your team. My experience playing Mei is fantastic. Funny enough, I just before I played Overwatch, I played Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare. So I played the freeze pea shooter. So that's how I got used to her ice pick attack.
That's funny, but that is absolutely accurate.
Yes. I think the only thing that's really bad about Mei is when she does cryo freeze, because you can easily go right next to her and just headshot her and she's dead.
I found the best way to kind of get around that is they expect you to wait until you time it out. You can take them by surprise if you immediately get out like a couple of seconds beforehand, which like 9 times out of 10 I get away because they're not expecting that.
Oh yeah. Oh, mercy. Mercy.
As someone who has like 1,000 hours on her and has loved her since Overwatch 1, I'm sorry, she can go with Genji.
Yeah.
They ruined her.
Yeah.
I would personally put her D. I don't like, now granted, I'm back when she had the full res entire area of a map, and I'm still rating her higher than you guys.
I'll put her in D. I'll put her there. I just don't like the fact
Below
that
Bastion.
kind of
Absolutely below.
Yeah, below.
Bastion.
100%. Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna put her above Bastion. No, I will put her like low end D. But I just don't like that they've gotten to the point where they're just leeching off of the Mercy players for a lot of everything. Therefore, they're giving her a lot more love and affection than any of the other characters at the moment because they know that Mercy players, pretty much, they will just pay for anything, even if it's just a recolor. It's so annoying.
Also, in my opinion, there's better healers to play.
Yeah, she used to be really good, but I don't know what they did to her. She's not as good anymore. and it's just frustrating. You can play literally any other healer, and they'll do better than her. She's lowest end, like right next to Zenyatta, but even Zenyatta's still slightly more useful than her,
Oh yeah,
as far as I'm
definitely.
concerned.
Okay, now we get to a character who I desperately wanted to play, but a few of her nerfs kind of ruined it for me. Farah.
B, but I'm an again original player, so I can't.
I could put her at B. She's at least fun to mess around with.
I'll put her with B. She requires skills that I don't have, so I just can't play her for the same reason I can't play Genji.
I,
I
But
enjoyed
I
her, but she
will.
wasn't someone I played a lot. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah. No, again, same thing. I didn't play her. I can respect the fact that you do require quite a bit of work to make her actually decent to play with, so B's good with me.
like, for me, she's easier soldier. I'm sorry for all the Team Fortress 2 players out there, but I do find her easier to play than soldier, to be honest. First of all, if you know how to utilize her blast radius, you could just knock your opponent into a wall and then capitalize on it by shooting another rocket to get more damage. However, when I stopped playing Farah is when they reduce the splash damage. I'm like, dude, that's her whole kit. That's what makes her so much fun. That and she can fly.
Yeah.
And although her ultimate is really fun, she is very vulnerable in that state. Alright, now for the degenerates. More degeneracy, Reaper.
I'm leaning towards mid C.
I mean, I'd put him at the end of B, but that's personally because I really like him, and I play him quite a bit, so...
I'll put him at the bottom of C. He has a very simple character.
Reaper is the most boring character in the game.
I mean, fair there. I could probably put it on top of C for that reason.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
know,
that's fine. Top of C, I'm okay with that.
I mean, granted, he is really good at taking care of big bodies.
Oh yeah, that's like his entire kit. He's just the tank destroyer.
And that was my DPS for a while. When I got a chance to play Reaper. I love playing Reaper. I loved his skin. I love his costumes. He has some of the best costumes in the game, in my opinion.
I do not give half a shit about costumes. I say as a person with a legendary Zarya costume.
Okay. But yeah, I do love his ultimate. Just die, die, die. Where it just wrecks shit. Okay, now for a tank I have to appreciate. Reinhardt.
Yeah, I'm an upper B on Reinhardt. That was a character I mained.
Yeah, I'm happy
Reinhardt
from there.
was
I would
the
even.
go-to.
I think I'm gonna put him at
Yeah.
bottom of A.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd be bottom A. I put him rather highly. He's like the OG tank.
Oh yeah.
I can live with that.
Like, dude, he is so much fun to play. I especially love his ramming move where he can just pin someone against the wall. Dude, there was one time on control points, there was like a group of there was like 2 people in this one small area, and I just did Reinhardt's ramming attack, and then I just wrecked shit inside that small little room with his hammer. So he's a very funny boy to play.
Oh, he absolutely is. He decimates if you can do him right.
Oh yeah, I especially love playing him when it comes to payload, pushing the point. On top of the shield, he also has the fucking, the flame shooting thing,
Fire strike?
yes, fire strike. Not the best projectile, however, the hitbox is big on that thing. And also, hammer down! Okay, moving on to, Roadhog.
I played a lot of Roadhog. I cannot, in good conscience, put him above C.
I mean...
Yeah.
Oh,
I would put him in D. I don't like
D?
Roadhog.
Oh!
I have a personal vendetta against Roadhogs. I'm sorry.
Oh, wait, tell me why.
I considering that for most of Overwatch 1 and even into Overwatch 2, as a Zenyatta and Mercy main, it was an interesting time to be, quote, favoured by Roadhogs. Which I get. Like, it's kind of part of his kit, and it's kind of how you play the game. You're supposed to kill the support. However, when they are constantly doing it, and it's every different Roadhog you meet, I can't, in good conscience, like him. I just can't. I know it's your job. I know it's what you're meant to do, but I hate you for it. And you can go straight to goddamn hell for it. Screw you.
Grappling hook, go brrr.
Yeah, I like
Pretty much.
I like playing him. His kit is too good.
I think Roadhog is my second most played hours on him. Because that was the only take I felt comfortable with because of because of his inhaler and his grappling hook.
Oh no, you really are a degenerate.
Yeah, I told you I'm a degenerate. I played a lot of Roadhog. To me, he's really, really fun. He can be annoying when he's constantly healing himself, but he's really fun to play.
Yes, he is really fun to play. I can agree with that. I just also cannot, in good conscience, put him too high when his kit is that busted.
Okay, I'll put him above Bastion. Soldier 76. The most vanilla character out of everyone here.
Yeah, I mean, just put him next to Reaper, honestly.
You know what? I'm putting Reaper slightly above Soldier, but below Hanzo and Diva. Hanzo and Diva, you have to have a little bit of skill in order to play the game. These two games, if you like shotguns, if you like Call of Duty, these two characters are for you. Alright, moving on. Symmetra. I nearly forgot her name. I hate playing her. I really do. She is...
F.
Yeah, I'm putting her at F. Like, what is her deal?
Oh no.
I can't figure out how to play her, and the people that I play against her seem to have her so down that, like, I don't understand what the fuck is happening 90% of the time. I just die.
What? No, it's just she's such a weird character to play. Like, the turrets and also the reworks. Like, keep in mind, I think she was support at first, but then they changed.
She was originally, yeah.
And then she switched to DPS. Like, how do you do that, Blizzard?
Originally, her support wasn't very useful. You think like Zenyatta and Mercy are like low-end heals. She was at the very bottom when Sim was a support. So they ended up kind of agreeing with the community because it was the community that said she kind of plays more like a DPS because that's pretty much what they did.
That or
they just went
that or
yeah, fuck it, we'll make her a DPS. Yeah, that or yeah, because like she had the shield generator, which is fine, and then they reworked it so she just does a giant shield, and I'm like, again, that's fine. It's more of a tank ult, I would think, but
does she also,
whatever. Like,
does she also teleport?
This is where my sweat becomes known. I am pretty good at Sim, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I am one of those people that knows what they're doing when I play with her. She's very much kind of more defensive, like that hasn't changed even remotely, not even just because of the shield, but she's definitely kind of, she can be a flank. You see quite a few of them using her as a flank, but it's not really that good of an option as far as the way I play her. You want to set up your turrets in a spot where A, you know that people can't reach them easily but can still attack them, and B, is not going to be a problem for you to be near those. So you want to stick with the team. If you can kind of leech away a little bit, it's okay, but for the most part, you don't want to stay too far away from at least one other member of your team, because otherwise she becomes very difficult to play. Both of you are like F. I don't think I'd argue. I wouldn't put her there. I would argue a little further up at C, but I'm going to let you guys leave it in F because I know the community fucking hates her. So I'm not even going to be like, I'm not even going to argue for you, because the way that I play her, I know why you hate her.
Yeah.
I would be comfortable moving her above Mercy, but no higher.
Yeah, you know what? I could agree with that.
Okay. Yeah, Luna has convinced me, even though I still think she's ass.
Oh, no, it's fine. She definitely takes a lot of working to kind of figure it out. I get why the community fucking like, I'm not even going to pretend that I don't.
Okay, Torbjorn.
D also.
Yeah. He is just so boring to play.
That is actually
pretty much
for once.
I'm almost
Yeah, I don't have any opinions on him. He's just turret.
Well, it's not like, okay, it's not like NG from Team Fortress 2 where you get to make the sentry and then you get to make like the
teleporters, dispensers.
Teleporters and dispensers, like, thank you. Like, NG had a lot more going for him. And if it's just Torbjorn is just turret, that's it. He has nothing except that and is a flame gun. And he just goes fast. I would probably put him at E maybe, because he's just so boring.
I'm not gonna argue.
Like, we have all these fucking heroes right here, and all you do with Torbjorn, sit down in your turret and just hammer it. and occasionally shoot. Keep on fixing the turret, shoot, and all that shit. I mean, I do not like him. I really do not. Alright. Time for the ass. I mean, the degenerate. I mean, Tracer.
Tracer is the only other character that I played outside of the tanks. Actually, no, there's one more we'll get to, but...
Uh-huh.
One of 3 characters I actually played outside of the tanks. Early kit, especially, very good. Upper B, like, that's where I would rank her personally.
I mean, I personally put her in A.
Yeah, I can agree. She definitely requires a lot more skill than what I can give her to play in a useful way. So I can respect the grind for being able to play her. But yeah, she's a fucking pain in the ass if you know how to play it right.
You know what?
Exactly.
I'll probably put Lucio bottom A, maybe.
I'm cool with Tracer being above Lucio. I'm cool with Tracer being above Reinhardt, and I would be very cool with Tracer being above Mei, but
I mean,
we can't always get what we want.
I mean, here's the thing, like, I haven't really played Tracer when I first played the game, but then when I started playing like late Overwatch, I'm like, you know what, let's just try Tracer. And she's really, really fun to play. I'm like, ooh, I love this character.
Mm-hmm.
And a funny story, while I was playing a match, I wrecked somebody's shit with Tracer, and then he DM'd me on PlayStation saying, "You're sweaty with Tracer, you don't have any experience." I'm like, salty? I'm like, damn right I'm salty. You don't know how to play her. Look at your playtime, bro.
Somebody's angry.
He was so upset. And I think that's quite the accomplishment.
Yeah, it's always the best feeling.
I might put her on S.
Yeah.
I
mean, she's like the OG character too. She's like the staple of the series. So I'd agree with above Mei because she does require a lot of skill.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump ahead on the next one. F.
Oh god.
Yes, I agree. Delete.
The same problem I have with Sniper in Team Fortress 2 is the problem I have with Widowmaker, except she can also just grappling hook.
But sexy sniper lady.
Sexy sniper lady can go to hell.
Honestly, like lore-wise, and also like character design-wise, the character just makes me uncomfortable.
Now wait a minute. In defense of the character design, I do love her backstory.
I have a lot of look. This is a me personal thing.
yeah.
That shit just makes me really uncomfortable because I have been in shitty, abusive situations.
Okay.
Oh, that's fair.
So I acknowledge the backstory's pretty good, just not for me.
And to be quite honest, there are better snipers to play. Her ultimate is bullshit. Yep, just get a free spy plane, essentially. From Call of Duty.
Can't even fucking remember what the goddamn ultimate was.
Pretty much you can see through walls.
Well,
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Alright. Monkey.
F.
What?
oh.
Wait a minute. Winston F? What?
Winston F.
Why?
I will explain.
Okay.
First off, I made every tank in the game except Winston. The reason I didn't play Winston is, despite putting dozens of hours in on him, I could not figure out what to do with him at all. But also, no matter who I played, I was always getting ripped to shreds by Winston's appearing out of nowhere and melting me instantly. I could not figure out how any of that was happening, so I am biased.
Okay.
But
I mean, that's fair.
Much as you guys have a bias against Genji, which I respect,
Okay.
I am biased against Winston.
No, that's completely fair. I mean, again, I'm biased against Roadhog. We've all got our own biases here for different reasons, so I can respect it. I will argue if we're going to put him at lowest, he is going above Widow because fuck Widow.
I can live with that. I can
okay.
absolutely live with that.
As a Symmetra and a Sombra player, I fucking hate.
Yeah, but where would you guys put Winston? Because you ain't answered the fucking question.
I mean, me, I'd put him at least... I'd honestly put him C.
I'd put him
I mean, we could still put him
above
at F.
Genji. I mean, I'd put him at, like, top end E, low end D if we had to.
Okay, I will put him on top end E because to me, he is very fun to play. I love his monkey jump. I also love how he can secure a point with the shield while also Like, his gun is very weird. It does require, him to hit a group of people, like, it's more of a spreading weapon, if you get what I'm saying, like...
Oh, do you guys know about the rework? I don't think you do. He's got a second shot now, and it's like a sniper shot. He can snipe from across the map.
Wait, he can?
Oh my god. Put him even lower. Now he's below Widowmaker.
No!
So they gave him, very similar to Zarya, they gave him, after a rework, they gave him a second shot where he can charge his electric gun and it can snipe you.
Oh my god, that is so degenerate. I'm all in.
Oh. You would just get monkeys that would sit on the point when it first came out, and you would come around the corner as just like a little baby Mercier, then you'd you'd be dead.
Okay,
If you do anything about it.
Okay, we'll put him below Widow. For that reason, you have convinced me. I am so sorry, Winston Maines. I am so sorry.
I'm not. Fuck you.
Well,
I'm not. Go fuck yourself.
Okay. Just a personal connection with Winston is every December they have this Yeti Hunter where you get to play as May and Winston.
Yes.
If we were taking those into account, honestly A tier, but since we're playing normally, yeah, F tier. Now,
I have absolutely no shame about this.
That's fine.
Strong woman, strong Russian lady.
S.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm biased. She's like one of my favorite tanks. Yes.
Okay, look.
Where on S, first of all?
Top.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
Here's my take.
Okay.
On launch, Zarya was the single most balanced character. Possibly most technical to learn. But if you had her down, despite being the tank with the least HP, you could absolutely swing the tide of a game in a way that felt fair if it happened to you from a good Zarya player.
Okay.
Now, I don't know much about Zarya's changes, so I cannot speak to that, but...
I'll get to that. So, for the most part, when it went to one tank only, she went to the very bottom of the list. As a Zarya main from Overwatch 1, that was really disappointing. She suffered heavily because she was originally a secondary tank, which I'm sure you guys are aware of. And she was one of the ones that it took them a long time to get her right, because when they did actively give her buffs, she would be really problematic and really overpowered, but then they'd have to nerf her again, and then she'd become underpowered, and she wouldn't be useful at all. So they balanced it out by, they didn't even rework her kit. They kind of did, but they didn't really take anything away or do anything. They pretty much balanced out the damage and the shield that she has. However, instead of one bubble, they gave her 2 bubbles. So that's how they kind of figured out how to make it so she works well in the scheme of things as being a solo tank, which has actually carried her pretty far. And she's back to being, as far as I'm concerned, nobody else seems to agree with this. The whole Overwatch community is up in arms about whether or not she's overpowered or whether she's not powered enough. I think where she's at the moment, pretty good, because she can get her charge fairly fast. And if you're playing characters that decimate her, like Reaper or Bastion, you can still eat through her fucking bubbles. And she's got 2, but you can still eat through them really quickly, and you can still kill her really quickly. So she plays perfectly fine, as she did in Overwatch 1. It took them a long time to get here, but now where she's at, I think she's really good, and I would still put her in S regardless. Okay. She's amazing.
To me, she's B tier. She's an alright player to play, but I'm not the most experienced in Zarya compared to you two. But she is a solid character.
I think people vastly underestimate what a good Zarya can do. Specifically because she's viewed as a secondary tank, when in actuality, if you can play her well, you are going to perform on the level of other tanks perfectly fine.
Oh, yeah.
It just takes a lot of skill. Okay, I'm done. I'm off my soapbox.
Alright. Now, Zentreya. No, oh my god, fucking Zenyatta. Fuck!
Who the hell's Zentreya?
Oh god, now I have to explain.
Zendaya?
No. No.
No shame.
Now I have to explain. A VTuber.
Oh, fantastic.
You just outed yourself, Dex. Good job.
Hey, I got nothing against VTubers. I literally am dating someone who makes VTuber models, so
Oh, nice. But anyway, Zenyatta.
Mid-A.
Okay.
Actually, thank you. I was gonna say I'm about to make a controversial take, but yeah, no, just that was the one healer I played.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that a lot of people argue, oh, he's not the best healer, he's not that efficient. I'm like, great, cool, but it's not heals, it's support.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I hate it when people use that argument of, oh, but you're a healer. No, I'm really
No.
not. I'm a support. It's a different thing.
Also, doesn't
Okay.
he make characters take more damage if he uses the
Yep. Discord.
Discord? Oh yeah, Discord and Harmony. Harmony gradually doesn't Harmony buff people and slightly heal them?
It used to buff, they got rid of the buff, it only heals now.
Okay. And I'm not about to discredit him for his ultimate, because that thing's amazing.
I was gonna say, we'll chime in and just argue, because I know there's probably going to be one or two people that are just like, fucking Zenyatta sucks. One or two, the whole community. People hate Zenyatta, because either he's not well enough balanced, or he is too overpowered, and I'm like, you can all shut up. None of you even know how to play Zenyatta, I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
His ultimate is great, but it's kind of useless when you need to protect the team from something like a Diggle.
He has his uses. When he's using
Yeah.
in those uses, he's friggin' excellent.
Oh, yeah.
When he's using in those uses, wow, great fucking Englishing from me.
Actually, hold on one second. Real quick.
Hey, yeah, we're
Hey,
entering
or
the
sister.
characters that were added later.
Uh-oh.
So,
Oh,
you
that's
want to
fine.
jump ahead on
I-
Anna before he gets back?
Well, I would consider Ana A tier as well. She's one of the best healers, so
Yes.
I don't play S. You would go May. I mean, yeah, I can respect it. Again, I would say A just because I just don't know how to play her. I fucking suck at snipers. I can't aim, but yeah, I mean, I would go S.
I tried.
I'd definitely put
I
her
sucked
above
at
May.
her, but
Yeah, I know.
I
Oh,
respect the crap out of people that can play her well, and my brother was also a very good Anna.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
When the game first came out, I was working. I'm not
Okay.
going to elaborate for YouTube, but I was
Okay.
working at this one
Okay,
place, and we were on a comp team.
All right.
Like not
Yeah.
like a real comp team, but like we would play competitive, and we had a dedicated Ana player.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you always need one. Yes, Dex.
Yeah, I'm back. I just went in the other room to see if I could bring Enox here in the chat because she loves Zenyatta, and and she just said, "Experience these balls in your mouth."
Yes. Yes, I
Are
agree.
you
10 out of 10.
is that like your sister or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Right.
Is that person in the server? Because they sound excellent already.
Yep. Enox is in this server.
Cool.
Enox is amazing, can confirm.
Yep. Okay. Anna.
Well, we've already said our things, but we want to hear what you've got.
Yeah.
Where did you put her?
No, you go first.
No, you go first.
Memes. Listen.
I get it. I get what you're saying here. I understand what you're doing, but we put her in S.
Oh! Even better.
Mhm.
Where? Forget my dumb idea.
I
That's
said
great.
anywhere above May.
Huh?
I said anywhere above May.
Man,
Yeah,
tough
I
crowd.
I personally would say above May, below Tracer.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
well, since you guys shared your experience, Anna's probably one of the funnest snipers to play. All I usually do is just get behind my teammates and just heal them, just heal them with the sniper, and then throw the heal grenade or the non-healing grenade on the enemies. My personal favorite is sleep dart teabag kill.
Why does that not surprise me?
And also, she's got Medic's ultimate from Team Fortress 2, Invincibility! So, yeah. Moving on to Sombra.
That's
I want to hear you guys first.
controversial take. I would put her in A.
What about you?
Me personally, I hate playing her. It's mostly because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, to be honest. Like, I get you're supposed to hack people, and I get you're all supposed to use your teleporter. It's just her weapon is so weird to use. Like, you have to be, like, super close to people in order to get the right kills, or hack them well enough and then shoot. I always find myself dying when up against other people. I think it's just a skill issue on my end.
Yeah, okay. Here's my take. Bottom of S.
Oh!
Really?
Now, to be clear, the last time I played this game is when Moira was out.
Ooh.
So I don't know any of these characters near the end. So I'm going to be doing rapid Googling as we go through those. My point is...
I can explain a little going forward, but yeah, continue.
Oh, yeah.
Sombra is a character that when they came out, everybody was like, wow, Sombra is legitimately the worst, most useless character in the game. Except occasionally you would get in a server with somebody that would absolutely wipe people with Sombra because they knew what they were doing. I didn't know how to play Sombra, but like anytime I would see a good Sombra, I would feel like, one, that takes so much skill to pull off correctly. Two, I forgot what I was going to say for two, so awesome, fantastic.
Also, I can say I love her victory screen where she just hacks the player's play of the game just to slap them in the face.
Yeah, no, that shit is also hilarious.
Yeah. So the reason that I went high-end A rather than low-end S, which normally being my main, I would be super fucking, biased. Right now, she got a kit rework. She's had quite a few kit reworks, actually, because they were trying to balance out the ability of the hacking time and the invis, which is, this is all fine and whatever. So they gave her a new ability, which is called Virus. Essentially, it's a damage over time thing where it's kind of like Widow's poison. So it'll damage you over a short period. I don't remember how long because they keep tweaking how long it goes for. So I don't know at the moment how long it is because I'm out. I deleted the game.
I forgot Widow had a poison.
Yeah, it's annoying for people who have to flank like Sombra. I know it exists because it is the bane of my existence. But so it does damage over time. However, it does, I believe, double the damage if that person happens to be hacked before you virus them.
Okay.
So if you hack them and then you virus them, to the point where it was so problematic when it first came out, Sombra herself could take out a tank without anybody else's input. So she was effectively a tank killer, which is really not her kit. And add on to the point where they changed it in Overwatch 2 that she could be invisible forever. There was no timer, no cooldown. You were just passively invis.
What?
Yeah.
That's
I'm not
crazy.
kidding. So they've changed it. They've changed it now. So she was passively invis for the entirety of the game. And the only time you got out is when you were attacking someone or you got hit by a stray bullet and you got pulled out. Which I'm really disappointed by because it meant that anyone and everyone could play Sombra. She didn't require any skill anymore. It was really disappointing because that meant that everyone playing the game suddenly thought, oh, Sombra doesn't require any skill, da-da-da. And I'm sitting here like, you are the same people that try to tell me that Bastion requires skill now, when Bastion required no skill in the first game. I don't want to hear it.
Get out of here.
So everybody complained about that, and then she got the rework where her invis is now timed again to, I believe, 10 seconds? 15, I don't know. But the rework came after I left the game. Yeah, so I don't remember if they went down or not. I don't know. This is all me knowing that they changed it, but not the times. So they took away the passive invisibility. You don't have that. Like, it's still passive, but it has a timer now. So you will come out of invis. However, you will passively go back into it after a period of time when you use your translocator. So when you translocate, you immediately go invis, but it's only for like 10 seconds, I think. I'm going to say 10 seconds because I just don't know. She still has the virus. The virus is still hated by the community because people still think it does too much damage. And I'm like, yeah, it's a new ability. It's going to take time for them to make it not seem overpowered. So you just have to give them time to deal with that, whether you like it or not. So the reason, that's kind of my reasoning as to why I put her at the top of A, because she's still not quite where she could be. they've still got to do a lot of reworking to get her to the point where she was great in Overwatch 1 and she actually required skill to use, but they're not quite there yet.
We can put her on the top of A. Orisa.
I'm gonna say this as a person that mained Orisa.
Okay.
ID.
High D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orisa really didn't have that much interesting going on. Honestly, I can't even really remember most of Orisa's kit, which is hilarious because I fucking mained her. So
Actually, I'll put her below Roadhog. Because at least Roadhog is fun.
I completely forgot Roadhog's kit got a rework in the second game. He has a new ability. It's called Pigpen. And it's like, it's kind of very similar to Junkrat's Junkrat's trap, where if you step on it, it triggers and you get slowed and you take a little bit of damage over time. If I remember correctly, it kind of sucks. I hate it.
No.
But Horse, I have some feelings about Horse because, me as well, Orisa main. People hate me because I play Orisa. So in Overwatch 1, she was a shield tank.
Mm-hmm.
She had a shield. She had her ultimate. She got a full kit rework. Not even like she got something added. It got completely changed. We'll get to that. She had her grasp ability and her ult. I don't even remember half these things because it's been such a long time. Get to Overwatch 2, they reworked her entirely.
Oh.
Her ult was different. She doesn't have the shield anymore. They replaced that with a javelin, right? So you had the javelin. I think the javelin was in the first game for the throw, where you push them back with the javelin throw. I don't remember. I could be wrong. But
I think she did.
Instead of the grasp that she had and the shield as like her second ability, she now has a javelin throw. I could be wrong. I feel like the javelin came out in the second game. It's been so long since I've played Overwatch 1 and I do not remember her kit at all. So she has a javelin throw, which essentially if she throws it, it does damage and it pushes them back, which is great. And then she's got the javelin spin, which I'm sure is not called javelin spin or javelin throw. I just don't remember what they're called. Which she spins the javelin and she moves forward and she pushes them back, which is really good because it also does damage to them while she's pushing them. Now she's still got Fortify. That hasn't changed. Which a lot of people don't like Fortify because, it's problematic and whatever. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's part of the point. It's part of her kit. You can not like it, that's fine.
Dude, you can say that. You get saying about every character. Oh, this character is problematic. This character's problematic.
Yeah, I just don't agree with hating a character specifically for one ability they have. Yeah. It's kind of silly. Now, her ult is... I don't know if at the moment it still has Fortify. Because when she originally did her ult, this new ult, right? Her old ult was the little... I don't even know what it's called. Like, I think it was bongo drums? I don't know. Like this little canister that she put down. It would just buff everyone in a circular radius. She changed it. She still has the circular radius, but instead of doing like a buff for her team, she pulls in the enemy team very similar to a Zarya grab. She powers up over time, and then if you get it all the way to the 100%, you can essentially one-shot the entire team, tank included. Which is very rare to get it to that point, but it's... because she can't move. It's very similar to... somebody couldn't move, and they were super vulnerable when they were doing it. She is just sitting there. Yeah. Bastion. Like, she's just sitting there. You can kill her pretty quick if your team focuses on her before she gets to ult. But you have to focus, and we know how well that goes in Overwatch 2. Nobody knows how to focus. So, but Horse is really hated in the community. People fucking hate her. I don't really understand why. As somebody who plays her, she requires a lot of skill to get right, and B, she's not even the worst tank to deal with. I mean, yes, she sucks if you have to go up against her, but at the same time, it's not really a problem if you have DPS who know what they're doing. Yeah, but I'd say I don't think she's super balanced as far as damage output. She still needs to have a little bit of a damage pull, I think. Because personally, I think she does too much, which I can agree with, because I'm sure people probably fucking hate her for that. But I think the kit rework is fine. I like the way she is now. She's more aggressive than she was for a secondary tank, because now she is 100% a main tank. Even without a shield, she's amazing. You can do a lot to protect your team if you know how to play it right.
Okay. I hate this motherfucker right here. Doomfist.
F.
Mr. Terry Crews.
Bottom of E or top of it? based on
Top of
my
F.
experience with him.
Thank
Granted,
you.
this was
Yeah, put it
around
there.
when I was stopping.
Like, dude, I don't know what was with Doomfist mains who kept wrecking my shit. Every time I'm like, okay, I can face Doomfist. Nope. Always gets me with that one punch and I'm dead. Meanwhile, I try to play Doomfist and I can't fucking play as him. Like, he's fun to dick around when you're not in, like, the casual modes, like the workshop modes. He's fun to dick around, but he's not fun in terms of regular Overwatch. I'm like, dude, this character is driving me insane. I can't fucking kill anyone worth shit. You have to be super close to them, but even then, they can just shoot you, and then boom. I hate this motherfucker.
I hate him. It's worse, especially because he from Overwatch 1 he was just DPS, and then they changed him to a tank.
Oh, fuck off! Fuck off!
I'm not kidding.
moving to
He's
F.
a tank now.
Oh my god.
So
Move him down in F.
Skip.
so he got reworked. He has I don't remember what ability he doesn't have anymore. He's lost. I think it was the launch ability. He can charge his fist again now, but he doesn't have the launch forward ability anymore. And they removed that to replace it with, essentially, he holds his fist up as a shield to take damage and absorb it into a passive shield for him.
God.
Which, on top of that, you got to remember, because he got removed from DPS, put in a tank, he got more health anyway, which means he can take more damage, and he still plays like a DPS. He's just a heavy DPS.
God.
And I hate it.
That is
I hate him. I hate him.
straight to hell.
Awesome. I'm
Straight to
cool
hell.
with that.
I'm okay with that. That's fine.
All right, we're coming up on the
Oh.
last
And now-
character I
and
can
now
have
we're-
input on.
And now for something completely different. I don't
S.
care. I do
Yeah,
not
no.
care.
I would
Agreed.
I personally would put her below Zarya, but I still want her an S.
Yeah, no, I agree with below Zarya, but
Okay.
again, biased.
This
Yeah,
Definitely
me too.
second place.
This is my most played character in all of Overwatch 1. I have been wanting to find a good healer for so long, but I've always played Mercy because I couldn't find any other healers that I like. I'm like, come on, there's got to be one healer that I like. And then I saw Moira. I'm like, okay, let's check her out. Never looked back. Dude,
Yeah.
her positive and negative energy balls, first of all, it was good for group heals, like if they were on points, but they were also good for taking out enemies too, or just if you knew an enemy was in a small area, I would just teleport to them, use Dark Energy Ball Engine, and then just kill them, along with my main damage.
Oh yeah.
Like, dude, she is the DPS healer. I love her for it. Her ultimate's so fucking amazing that you can both, heals your allies, kills your enemies. But the one
Kill
thing
your enemies, kill your friends.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And also I loved playing the Black Watch mission because that means I get to play as Moira. But the one thing I really hate what they did to Moira is that they decreased the energy balls. Like, dude, that's no fun. But aside from that, she's a really, really fun healer, and she's a really fun DPS. I don't care. I use her for both.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. That's how she's meant to work. She's very similar to Zenyatta and Sigma. It's a balancing act of making sure that you can kind of use all of your abilities and make sure you get them back at a specific time. In Overwatch 2, they didn't do any rework for her. She's still pretty much the same. The only thing that they changed is they've been tweaking how much healing she can do, how much damage she can do, how long her orbs last, how long it takes for her to get them back, and they're still taking the time to kind of figure that out. But for the most part, she literally hasn't changed. She still has all of her kit, and she still plays pretty much exactly the same. So I've got no problems with where she's at. I actually really like her. She's my main go-to. I use her for everything. If there's a, quote, problem on the enemy team, guess what? I'll deal with it, and I'll deal with it as Moira. I don't care if they're my counter. I'm going to counter them, and they're not going to like it.
All right, now my degeneracy comes out. Brigitte.
Cool, you're gonna have to explain literally everyone from this point forward unless you want me to do rapid Googling.
Okay. Me, I would put her below or above Lucio. She's the better Lucio, in my opinion.
Rapid Googling it is.
I mean, okay, so Brig is she's a support. I don't know all of her abilities, so Dex probably knows more than me.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed in Overwatch 2. Her abilities are still the same. She's got a shield, like it's essentially a mini Reinhardt shield.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a mace for a weapon, which she has the flail, which is her second ability, I believe. And Shield Bash is her first ability. I don't remember which order it's in, but those are her abilities.
Oh, yeah.
So the flail is very similar to Orisa's javelin, which it pushes them back. So it does damage and it just pushes the person away from her. Same with Shield Bash, but Shield Bash, this is a controversial thing. Shield Bash used to be able to stun people.
Yes.
It doesn't do that anymore because they removed stuns.
Oh.
Everybody, no, I'm not kidding you. Stuns do not exist in the game anymore because, and I quote, everyone who played Overwatch 2 when it became free to play was annoyed that I get stunned so often. I hate being stun locked.
Skill issue.
They removed everybody's ability to stun.
Skill
I'm not kidding.
issue.
Nobody can stun. Do you want to know what kind of irritates me though? Because we'll get to this. Malga still can stun people. We'll get to that. So with Brig, her ultimate is called Rally.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, it's very similar to Lucio's kind of healing ring, but it also buffs them. I think.
Yeah.
I literally don't know. Yeah, I don't know shit about Brig. This is just what I remember.
Okay. It does buff.
Yeah. So her shield also becomes extended. So it's not just like a little shield anymore. It's a big shield, but not like. It's like maybe 1/3 the size of Reinhardt's shield, just to kind of give you frame of reference. So, and then I think, while she's ulting, her cooldown for her shield bash is less, unless they changed it, because I don't know if that's true anymore. They might have changed it. But that's all I know of her.
Yeah, I use Google. I agree with the place that you put her at.
Yeah, she's a pain in the ass if you're trying to play flank characters, because she will fucking beat you to death. And it will not be consensual, and then she will teabag you. And you're one of those people that I hate you for it.
Dude, I love wrecking everyone's... I can't speak. I love wrecking everyone's shit with Brigida. I love her shield bash. I also love taking care of enemies from above you with her freaking mace. She is so freaking good, and then she's really good at payloads. I love her character. I love how we have this whole family with Torbjorn and Reinhardt.
I hate when I see a Brig, because no, it's either if I see a Brig or a Reinhardt, because that confirms to me that it's either I have to deal with a Brig and a Reinhardt, whether I see either of them, and I hate that because I get beat on by both of them, and I'm just trying to have a good time as Bastion. Leave me alone. Speaking of that, though, I do agree with the little family thing. So Brigida is Torbjorn's daughter, to the lore that they aren't going to do anything with anymore, which also fucking pisses me off.
Ugh.
But a little further into the lore that they created before they stopped making it, Torbjorn was convinced by Brig and Reinhardt to adopt Bastion. So now Torbjorn has Bastion as his adoptive son.
Oh my god. Enox is gonna love that.
Yeah, it's really cute.
She loves Bastion. She's not gonna like it when I put this on YouTube.
It's gonna probably find you and strangle you.
But don't worry, we made a compromise and put Zenyatta in A.
Experience my balls.
Speaking of balls, Wrecking Ball.
Okay.
Based purely on my Googling ability.
So, Wrecking Ball's kit has been reworked multiple times. It hasn't changed since Overwatch 1. It's pretty much the same, so that's not any much of an issue. Problem is he's just a rat. He's not a hamster, he's a rat. And I would put him, personally, because he requires a lot more skill than I can play him with, I would put him below Junkrat, above... Farah. Wrong person. That's where I would put him, based on... He can be really useful if you get one that knows what they're doing, but that's requiring a skill level that I don't have. However, I can appreciate it when I see one that absolutely wails on me and my team.
So you say B?
Yeah, I'd say high-end-ish B. I wouldn't put him at the top.
Okay.
My opinion's literally worthless. So
don't worry. We got you covered. personally, I would put him at C because he takes a lot of time to get used to. However, I'm willing to put him on B because here's the thing. He is a very creative character. He's a very creative character. Like, I love the idea that he can be essentially Spider-Man and just swing across walls, but he's just really hard to play, in my opinion. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and now, Bob, do something!
B.
B?
Yeah.
Again, I'm using Google. B.
So,
I'm putting her above
I
Junkrat.
would... Yeah, that's fine. I would absolutely agree with that. I semi-played her a little bit. I didn't super... She was my go-to sniper, because I couldn't play Ashe, and I couldn't play Hanzo. I couldn't play Ashe. Widow. Oh my god. Yeah. She was easier for me because she has a lot more defensive stuff, so if someone does decide to come up on me, like a Sombra, or a Tracer, or God forbid a bloody Genji, I can deal with it. I could never deal with it with the other two.
You could just push them away.
Pretty much, that's what I did majority of the time.
Not to mention I do love her dynamite moves. Like, you can just throw
Oh, yeah.
the self-detonating dynamite, especially when you're on control points. You can just throw the dynamite and then just detonate it to do burn damage to the other people. And also, I love her shotgun jump. And I really love her sniper kit. Like, when you're not aiming, you don't do as much damage, but you can rapid fire. However, if you aim, you do more damage, but you fire less. Or you have less fire rate. And also Bob's ultimate, I don't think you can stop him manually. I think you have to...
No.
That's my only issue with Ashe, is that you can't stop Bob. You just can't stop Bob. He'll just go until he smashes into a wall and then shoot.
Mm-hmm. God forbid he goes off the map.
Oh god, yeah. But if there was a way for you to use your ultimate and then press the alt button again to just plant him on the ground and then just...
Yeah, that'd be nice. I feel like that's the only thing that I really have the problem with. It's really problematic when you're trying to set up your Bob and then he either gets yoinked away by whatever that has decided to push him or pull him or remove him from the situation, or he just keeps running because the whole team spread like the friggin' Red Sea and he just goes off the map.
Oh yeah.
It's like, okay, I guess I'll go fuck myself. God!
Then we've got... I forget his name.
Baptiste.
Baptiste.
I hate him. I hate him so
Oh
much.
shit.
Overwatch 1, he was fine. I had no problems with him in Overwatch 1. I like his kit. He gives you invincibility, he gives you the wall, so you can, like, double your shots that go through his ultimate, that's fine. Plus, he's got his passive healing, he had the burst healing. All of this was great. Loved it. Get to Overwatch 2.
Oh no.
They buffed his ability to essentially... his secondary shot is... It's kind of like Lucio. You've got just, like... your healing, and then you've got your thing. He's got two different types of shots. So he's got the normal shot, which is just a damage, and then he's got a bullet that does healing. Mm-hmm. When I tell you the amount of people that didn't even know he had a second shot, because they exclusively play him for DPS, and it is still a problem. You will frequently come across Baptistes that don't do any healing whatsoever the entire game, solely play DPS.
Dude.
And then they can play the game... And it's just watching them flanking. I don't know how you can play him as a flank. Because he's got this weird... people do. I'm not kidding. They just run up behind and they will kill the rest of the team. And then the only person they can't kill is the tank. So then they'll let their team deal with the tank.
Yeah, because he only shoots in bursts.
He does. Except you have to remember, come Overwatch 2, he got a buff to the damage that he does.
Oh my god.
With his burst shot. So he has become pretty much exclusively a DPS's pick when they can't be bothered to wait for the DPS wait times. So they will go like Lucio, because Lucio has the same problem. When they reworked Lucio, he has now become very similar to it's Moira, Baptiste, Lucio, and Kiriko. All four of them, Ilari, Iari as well. Mm-hmm. All five of these are DPS picks. If you see someone insta-lock that when you're playing the game, guarantee you probably need to pick a heavy healer because they're probably not going to do a hell of a lot. And it sucks, and I hate it.
Okay, where'd you put him?
I can respect he requires skill. I would be putting him high in C.
Okay.
That's it. I hate him personally. I would be putting him straight into fresh hell with Doomfist, but I will admit and respect that when you use him the way he's meant to be used to play with the team, he does require skill, and he is very useful as a support. I will put him high in C.
I was gonna put him like low B, because I do remember having some fun with Baptiste. Like I try to play him as a support with his Infinity Grid and his Power Shield, which I love using that for control points especially, and also payloads as a defending team. Whenever they try to push, I'm like, okay, use the Power Grid to boost your damage and all that shit. And all that's good stuff, but I do love how he does take skill. But I will keep him at upper C because of Overwatch 2. And now Sigma Balls.
Seems interesting. Solid B.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I'd go maybe above Junkrat, under Ash. He does require a lot of skill, and he's a lot of fun to play.
Okay.
Especially considering you can knock people out of their ultimates and make them really angry.
Oh, like me. That's like the worst feeling, having your ultimate up and then using it, and then someone just kills you. I'm like, oh my fucking god. Like, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really don't have much experience with Sigma. He's just really weird to play for me.
I only play him because he's what's the word I'm looking for? He's the shield that I play, because I never picked up Reinhardt. I just can't play him. I can respect that he requires skill to play. I do not have that skill. With Sigma, he plays very similar to Overwatch 1 Orisa, where you just place your shield and then you get to do stuff outside of that. So the shield is just there. You don't have to kind of do the balancing act that you have to do with Reinhardt, where you use the shield and then you swing, and then I just can't do that. That's a lot. So Sigma's shield is independent of him. It is significantly less health, but it is still a very viable shield, and a lot of his abilities, he has, what's it called? Gravitational something or other? I don't know. So it's very similar to D.Va's Matrix, defense Matrix, which he just eats a bunch of bullets and then he gets shield for it. Then you've got the Rock, which is my favorite, which you can knock the hell out of everyone. It's beautiful. You can snipe people from across the map with it if you know how to aim right. It's fantastic. And then his ultimate is, the universe is singing to me. He does this big, like, circle area where he lifts everyone in the air, and then you usually get your soldier or your Cassidy or ult at this time, and then you drop them to the grid. So whoever's left is easy pickings. But yeah, I don't have anything wrong with him. I personally like him as my shield tank. He's not the best shield tank, but he's definitely the one that I go to just because he's the only one I know how to play.
This is the part of the video where I have no clue how the rest plays.
Oh, good. I know all of this. This should be fun.
I mean, here's the thing. I think I was way too late playing Echo because she was in Overwatch 1. I didn't really get that much of a feel towards her, but I'll let you take over, Luna.
So, Echo plays half-ish similarly to Farah does. She's a flying character, but she is significantly less in the air than Farah is. Just based on the fact that her ability to fly is based on an ability. It's not just she can passively be in the air the same way that Farah can when you press the jump button. She's got, I don't know what any of these moves are called, so I could be wrong. She's got like a laser beam ability, which if you hold it onto like a shield or a character over time, it does more damage. It does more damage, however, if you use it in ability with her little like sticky bomb thing. I don't really know what they're called. So you ultimately you've got the fly ability, which lets you fly up around everywhere. Usually you fly forward, you use the sticky bomb, then you use the beam thing. I don't know what any of these are called because I don't play her very much, and it does more damage. Her ultimate is, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best and most unique ultimates in the game, which is her ult is stealing another character. So she essentially, you become the other character. When you look at that person, you press your ultimate button, you become, so like, say it's Roadhog, and then you look at the Roadhog, you become Roadhog. So you have this whole kit, and you essentially, you're building up for your ultimate to get that character's ultimate. So, and you get it like 3 times, 4 times as fast. So playing as the Roadhog because you ulted as Roadhog, then you get the Roadhog ult, and then you use that ult. That's the whole point. You're trying really fast to get to the second ult. And you just do whatever that character does. And it's really useful. Best characters to pick for it, you want to pick, and this, whenever I'm playing Echo, I always go for a very specific set of characters, right? You want people like Zarya or Diva. You really want Junkrat or Bastion or my personal favorite, Reaper, because if you play it right, you can get up to 3 Reaper ults within the ult that you have.
Shit.
If you do it correctly. And it is dangerous. Now, I don't know if that's still capable because they might have worked it so her ult has less time to use it. But when I played her at the start of Overwatch 2 and even back in Overwatch 1, you could get up to 3 Reaper ults. I remember I did 2 tires, I think was the most I had for Junkrat. I think I've done 2 grabs as a Zarya. You can, if you play Tracer, who has on record the fastest ultimate gain in the game, I feel like you could probably get 5 bombs if you play it right.
Damn.
But you have to be really focused. You have to lock in, and it can be your only goal. They might have changed it. The ult duration might be shorter now. I don't know, because it's been a very long time since I played the game, and I haven't played Echo in a hot minute, so this is just what I know. But that's it. Her kit hasn't been reworked. As far as I'm concerned, she's easy to pick up. She doesn't really take that much time to kind of get to know. Her kit's fairly easy to understand. She's not that difficult to play. She doesn't require a lot of skill, but to do her really well with her ult is the part that requires more skill.
Okay.
So personally, I'd say I would put her mid B.
Okay.
Personally.
And now the Overwatch 2 characters. Yay.
Sojourn is just Soldier 76 with extra steps.
Okay.
That's literally it.
So just above Soldier?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't play her. I don't care for her. It's just Soldier 76 with extra steps.
All right, Junker Queen.
Junker Queen is very similar to Doomfist, not in kit wise, but she is a glorified DPS. She's very much damage centered. She's a very weird tank, but she's great. So she's got a knife. I'm trying to remember her entire kit. Yeah, so she has a knife that she throws, and if you hit someone with it, you can then call the knife back, and it will pull them towards you, the person that you hit. Which is great, because then if you tie that in with her other ability, which is where she swings her axe, then you pull them in, and then you hit them, and it's just like it's a wombo combo, very similar to Roadhog. You know, you hook and then you shoot. And I feel like you'd really like her decks.
Okay. I love her already.
Her other ability is she's got a shout, which essentially gives you and teammates around you a buff. So you get like a little bit of shield, and you're faster for a small period of time. You do a little bit more damage for a period of time. It's pretty good. Her ultimate is she dashes forward in a straight line while she's swinging her axe, and she essentially does what Ana's nade does. Like, she poisons them, but it's a damage over time effect. So it's like splashing damage. Okay. So everyone that she hits, just, I think it's 5 health per second. I don't know. For 5 seconds, I don't know. It's been a long time. But she does, damage over time. Now, if you do all of that together, right, you do your shout, you do your slash, because you can slash with the ability, you can slash multiple people at a time, because it's a wide range thing. And then you ult, you can inflict a lot of painful damage. It's really difficult to get it all going at once, but if you play it right, it's really well. Aside from that, yeah, she's just a glorified DPS. Like, that's all she is. Personal bias, I would be putting her probably above Lucio, just based on she's got a lot of damage. She plays really well with pretty much every setup, and she's dangerous. If you can kind of get her with the right DPS and the right support, you can take out any team.
Okay, now Kiriko.
You can put her in hell. I don't want to talk about that. I fucking hate Kiriko. I hate her. I know that a lot of people don't agree with that, and I'm sure she's got a lot of fans, and that's fine. She is Overwatch 2's current cash cow, alongside Genji and Mercy, and I hate her for it. She is what DPS pick when they can't be bothered waiting, if they can't pick Lucio or they can't pick BAP, and I hate it.
Aww.
I'm not going to say she's not useful, but the problem I have with it is if you are favoriting any of the characters that you're favoriting, like Genji or Mercy, where they get 4 to 5 skins a season and you are getting nothing but money out of them, and you're buffing them based on the fact that you know they're getting money. I hate that. That's favoritism and it's gross. There are a bunch of other characters that require favoritism that you're not giving them because you know you're going to get money out of this one character. And that is so disgusting, and it's scummy, and it's why your game is failing. I'm sorry, Blizzard. Go have lunch. Maybe you'll feel better after you eat.
Don't be there.
I want to throw this out here. My brother literally worked for Blizzard and got laid off, so they can extra go fuck themselves.
Yeah, they're too.
Yeah. See? Case in point.
Yeah, they're too busy stealing breast milk. All right, who's this guy right here? He looks interesting.
Ramatra, my favorite. I love him. I would die for him. A lot of people are horny for him. I am one of them. Okay, so Ramatra is fantastic. He's a shield, kind of. Okay, so he's got an interesting kit. He's got a passive shield, the very same way that original Orisa and Sigma do, where you put the shield down and it's independent of you, so it just lasts of its own period. Now, he comes in 2 forms. First form, normal form, which is just him as he goes out. Now, his first ability, which is the second form, he puts his like little orb staff thing away, which is just his shots, and he becomes Fist. You are just walking forward and wailing on people by punching them to death. That is not a joke. That is what you do. So in the second form, you take, I think, I could be wrong because they may have reworked it. I think you take less damage, but it could be the other way around. I think you take more damage, but you also deal more damage. I mean, considering you become like twice the size of what Ramatra is naturally, he becomes huge. It's actually a really cool design. Recommend looking him up. He's fantastic. Love him. I have favoritism to this guy.
Actually, what's his name again?
Ramatra. He's
oh shit.
Yeah, he's really fun.
But
he
a corpse is talking this low. This image right here.
Yeah. He's yeah, I feel a certain way about him. So then he's got I think it's kinetic grasp. That might be Sigma. I could be wrong. But he's got this thing where he throws like a little circle kind of thing on the ground, and anybody who goes in it, they can't use certain moves. So like you're slowed. As like a Mercy or an Echo, you can't fly out of it. You have to walk out of it. You are essentially pinned to the ground, as every character. So Pharah, Mercy, Diva, Echo, a lot of the characters that can fly can't fly. I'm pretty sure it negates all of your abilities in that circle. I could be wrong because I haven't played in a while, so I don't remember very well. But you're a sitting duck, and then he just comes up and wails on you. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. It's mwah. Now, in the second form, the big buff, bulky form where he's got his arms and shit, he's got a different ability because he can't use the same ability as the normal form. He's got a different kit. So what he does, because he doesn't have the shield ability when he's in that, he puts his arms in front of him, very similar to Doomfist, and it becomes a shield. Kind of. It doesn't have like a physical shield, but essentially it blocks the damage that happens. To the point where when you're using that, you can withstand ultimates that would kill you outright if you were in your normal form. And it's dangerous.
Okay.
You have to use it at the right time. His ultimate is a heated debate. The community hated his ultimate originally because the way that it first worked when it came out was as long as you were dealing damage to a person, your ultimate went forever. So you would just have to walk into the enemy team with your ult, and until everybody was dead or that somebody managed to get away from you, you would ult forever. It wouldn't end until everybody died.
Oh.
And it was one of the only ults that did that.
Oh yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, so they reworked it. So you have, essentially, there is still that invincibility, but it's for a smaller period of time. So your ultimate lasts longer, provided you are actually attached to people in your ultimate. However, if you don't have anyone in your ultimate, it decreases. Like the timing period you have goes faster. So essentially, you can stay in your ultimate longer, provided there are people actively taking problems from it. or taking damage from it, I should say, which is fine. Like, for the most part, that's fine. I have no problems with that. Majority of the Overwatch community had no problems with that because that made it so much easier to deal with. I think he's a pretty solid tank overall because he's not just shield tank. He's useful in like the kind of brawler tank sense as well. You can use him a lot of different ways. He's really good for pushing. He's fantastic with his ult. If you can catch them off guard, it's amazing. You can do a lot with him. I have a personal bias because he's one of my favorite tanks. But I think he's pretty good where he is. I don't think he requires any more reworks. I know a lot of people are upset that some of his abilities still take a long time to deal with, but I'm like, yeah, that's just part of the kit, though. I don't know if that's really a problem. It sounds like a skill issue. All that being said, I would probably put him maybe above Zenyatta, underneath Reinhardt.
Okay.
Personally.
All right. We can do that. Who's this guy?
Lifeweaver. I love Lifeweaver. You can put him in S.
Oh,
Low end S. He is
where on S first of all?
He is the perfect support. I'd say definitely not above Ana. I wouldn't put him there. I'd put him.
No,
I'd put him above May.
He's the perfect support.
Yeah.
God
Not
damn
above
it.
Ana.
He is. Yeah. He's. I have no problems with him. He is perfect. So his abilities. He has a grasp ability, which essentially, if you know, every time you're trying to play like a support, which I don't know how many times that has happened for you guys because I'm a support main, but you know.
Oh no, just
and
I mostly play support or tank because DPS was always crowded.
Yeah.
So I got used to it.
So, do you know when you're just trying to mind your own business and your tank just rushes off on their own?
Yes.
And you hate that? Everybody hates that. Yeah. So Lifeweaver is the correction to that problem because Lifeweaver can yank you from all the way across the map.
Oh,
So
wow.
if your tank dives into the enemy team by themselves and decides they're going to fuck around and find out, guess what? They're finding out the hard way. Lifeweaver is going to come forward, grab him, and pull him all the way back to the team.
Oh my god.
Love it. Fantastic. It's amazing.
I bet you everyone else is like, what the fuck, man? I was getting them.
Oh, yeah. You have no idea. There have been so many DPS and tanks that literally throw the match after you get pulled because they think that they were right.
No.
And then they just don't. I'm not kidding. They chuck the biggest sissy fit. They're like, oh my god, Lifeweaver ruined it. I was going to ult, and I was going to kill the entire team, and then Lifeweaver ruined it. And I'm like, Lifeweaver saved your ass, and you can be grateful.
Yes.
All right? I don't want to hear this slander onto my fucking Lifeweaver. You will shut your mouth, and you will be grateful. The other ability, he's got a little platform. So you put the platform down, and then whoever steps on the platform raises up. Pretty much to sky limit, which is amazing.
Ooh.
Because not only does it mean that you can put a Junkrat or a Bastion or a Torbjorn on that platform and give them the ultimate high ground, you can also, if a bomb shows up, or a Diva bomb, or a Zarya grav, or anything, you can just put it underneath it and raise it into the sky and then stand underneath it, and that can do nothing. It negates pretty much quite a few ultimates. So, from what I've seen, Sigma hates Lifeweaver because if you get a Lifeweaver that knows how to play Lifeweaver right, when Sigma ults, you have like a split 1.5 second chance to get out of that ult in the big circle of ring that it does on the ground. If Lifeweaver puts his platform in the middle of Sigma's ult gets fucking cancelled.
Ooh.
So he doesn't get to ult.
Yes. I love it.
Lifeweaver's ultimate, it's called the Tree of Life.
Oh,
which essentially
that makes sense.
it's gorgeous, beautiful, fantastic. We love it. Essentially, it does healing over time. It gives you a buff as long as you stay near the tree. Mm-hmm. And the tree it's immobile. You can't move it. It just sits there and it heals over time. Now, it was a big problem in the community because it used to do so much healing that you would have a Lifeweaver, an enemy Lifeweaver, they would both do tree at the same time, and you couldn't kill anyone. It was impossible to kill anyone. So you would just both focus the enemy tree. Not that you could kill the tree, because the tree was also invincible and had so much health you couldn't kill it. So you would just essentially wait until the tree's finished, and then you would continue.
Okay.
They reworked it.
Jesus Christ.
the tree was such a problem. You would have matches where people would just sit there and emote at each other for like 10 seconds, and then you would get back into the fight.
Stroke the big tree.
We love the tree. But then they changed it. The giving tree. They changed it. So the tree has less health. It is actually destroyable now. Okay. And it also, they changed the amount of health it does over time and the kind of buff that it gives. So now you can actually kill people in the tree. It is still really fucking hard. However, it is actually doable. So he's one of the better healers. As far as I'm concerned, he is the best healer. He's, aside from Moira, who is my favorite, he's the perfect pick. You literally can't go wrong with Lifeweaver. Okay. The only time that you can is if you have a Lifeweaver that doesn't know what to do.
All right. Now this lady.
So that's Iari. She's another DPS support that everybody loves to play just to get kills.
I'm listening.
And it's annoying because she has the DPS ult. She doesn't have an ult that can be used to support the team.
Lame.
Realistically, it kind of does, because if it's hard to explain. So Iari's ult is, it's called Sunburst.
Okay.
Because she's I don't remember the specific lore. She's a sun knight or something. She's got the power of the sun in her.
Ah.
Because magic. I don't really understand the lore behind how magic works in Overwatch, but that's magic somehow, but they're saying it's not magic, so it's not, but it is. Sunburst is, she flies up in the air and she shoots a literal mini stun at the enemy team.
Oh, nice.
And if it hits anyone on the enemy team, right, they get sunstruck, which darkens the enemy team's screen, and you get a big red thing across your screen saying sunstruck. It's really fucking annoying. If she shoots you again, because once you've been sunstruck, you have, like, you can see it. If you're playing and you're the one that's sunstruck, you can't see it. You get like a little orb around you, like a little yellow sun orb. If she hits you again, you essentially go off like a bomb and you explode, killing you and damaging anyone around you.
Damn.
It works better when there are more people who have been sunstruck, because then they all damage each other, and if you would get away with it but just one person, yeah, if everybody gets sunstruck, you're all fucked. When she first came out, you used to be able to wipe out an entire team with her ult.
Shit.
It was not good. Now, her two abilities, she's got essentially a healing turret. So you put down the turret and it heals you and your team over time. And it's forever. Like, the only way you get rid of it is if the enemy kills it. The other one that she's got is a sunbeam ray thing, very similar to Echo's beam kind of thing. I don't really know much about her because I don't play her. That's all I know. I think there might be more to her kit. I have no clue. She's got this spin dash.
Wait, she does a Sonic?
Well, it's not like that. It's not like a ball spin. It's like a fucking, think like a ballerina type spin. Where she like does a little burst of air and she kind of leaps forward or backwards and she pushes whoever's near her away with it. It's really difficult to explain. It's so funny to watch though when you're on her team. She just, like, you're just minding your own business and all of a sudden it's like, yes, pirouette, and she just fucking spins and just jumps up in the air like a fucking one of those little turn, what are they called? The fucking, oh, I've forgotten what they're called. They're like these little toys that kids play with. I'm trying to think. There's a name for it and I don't remember what it is.
Beyblade?
You know what? Fuck it.
She spins out.
Beyblade. That's Beyblade. Yeah, it's pretty much like a Beyblade.
Yes.
She's not bad, but she's not great. I would put her bottom end C, personally.
Okay.
This is just based on, like, I don't like her for healing. I don't think she's the best support to pick. I wouldn't pick her as far as pretty much anyone else. I wouldn't pick her over anyone else. Not for the fact that her healing isn't great, but it's just the way her kit works and her utility is definitely more DPS based. Not saying she can't get great heals, she can, but it's definitely not very useful as far as She can't just do as much as like a Moira or a Zenyatta or a Lucio, where they can actively kill things while they're also helping. I'm not saying that the turret doesn't do that, but the turret is a huge fucking target and it can get taken out really quickly. And then she has to choose whether she wants to DPS or heal. She can't do both of them at the same time, and she can't really kind of switch between it in a way that's efficient as far as I've played her. I might just not be good at her, but that's just where I'd put her personally based on that.
Okay. I think I already know where this guy goes.
Yeah, straight to hell. We're not even. I fucking hate him so much. I'm going to talk about it, but I'm not even going to. I fucking hate him. Right. So, this guy. Oh, I have a lot to say about him. I like his character. I like his lore. I like everything to do with him. By all facts and standards, he is a very sexually appealing and wonderful guy lore-wise. Don't get me wrong, we're not even going to fucking say otherwise. Before anybody goes and argues, oh, he's sexy, or oh, he's good, or whatever. Lore-wise, fine. Sexual appeal, he has it. I'm not going to even pretend he doesn't. This man can get bitches. Male and female bitches. Everybody in between as well, because I find him attractive.
I mean, he fits well in the porn community, but go on.
He does. So, the problem I have with him is when he first came out... I'm going to close my tablet. I was drawing, but I need to close
Oh, shit.
I'm just going to...
You all
straighten up my headset.
It's all fun and games until Luna puts down their tablet.
I will finish you later. So, when he first came out, I cannot stress to you enough just how bad it is. Now, when every character is first introduced, they are naturally overpowered because they have just given them an excessive amount of stuff because, oh, we're just testing it out. They're new. Sombra had it, Yari had it, Ashe had it. Everybody who was introduced immediately, Ramattra, Sigma, Wrecking Ball, everybody was overpowered at some point when they got introduced. Because I think that's just how they do it. They make them a little too overpowered so they can kind of gauge where they sit with everyone, and then they can rework it from there, which, nothing wrong with that. That's fine. However, that left a very lasting and dangerously painful problem with the community. Because this guy had been introduced. I completely forgot the word introduced for a second. He got introduced when they removed all of the abilities to stun. So no character could stun anyone. Brig couldn't stun anymore. McCree couldn't stun anymore. Doomfist couldn't stun. Sigma couldn't stun. Nobody could stun anyone. Stun didn't exist anymore because the community complained and they removed every character's ability to stun people. That's fine. Problem being, when Malga got introduced, he was able to stun people. What do you mean? How come he gets to stun people but nobody else does? Why does the new guy get to stun people? That's not fair. Not only that, the stun ability was introduced with his charge. So he's got a charge ability. Very similar to Reinhardt's charge, right? Now, when a Reinhardt's charging, you can hack him out of it, you can shield bash him or hit him with a Doomfist, and then you both get knocked out, right? Yeah. Malga is completely invincible. Not a single person in the game can stop him when he's doing his charge. He can't get slept, he can't get hacked out of it, he can't be charged out of it, he can't be Doomfist hit out of it. Nobody can stop him. At the end of that charge, he does a jump forward and he stuns people. Does that seem fair to you?
No.
Not only is he invincible and he can't be stopped, but he also is the only character in the entire game now that's able to stun people and stun lock them. That's fair. On top of that, he has 2 giant machine guns, right? He carries 2 giant machine guns. That's fine. I got no problem with that. It's essentially just 2 bastions. See, just think 2 bastions. One of them is just a machine gun, just does normal rounds. The second one, it does fire damage. This is important. Now, this fire damage, you will get burned very similarly to how you do with Ashe's little dynamite, right?
Right.
Problem is, when you've got this fire damage, if he's shooting you with his normal gun as well, he does more critical damage.
Oh, no. Oh.
He has... There's more. We're not done. That's just his guns.
We're not done.
That's not even an ability. That's just his guns that he gets. Those are just his guns. His other ability is a little passive buff, where if he shoots you while you are crit, he gets health back, and he does more damage. He's a tank. He's a tank. Why does he get health back? This was the original. For anyone who's going to argue, oh, but he's different now, you're right, he is. We'll get to that. This is when he first came out. I'm arguing for the first iteration of this crap fest that existed, that shouldn't have existed. Now we get to the ultimate. Oh, the ultimate is, I have 50-50 feelings about it. It's a bit of a double-edged sword. It's fun. Because if you do some silly crap, like a Life Weaver with a Malga, and you put his ult on a flower that goes off the map, and the enemy team gets pulled into it, the enemy team goes off the side of the map. So, the way his ult works is it's called Cage Fight. It's a giant circular shield, right? And it goes all the way up to sky limit, so you can't fly out of it. If you're playing the next, further down the list, well, actually, not even further down the list, the very next person, when we get to Venture can tunnel underground. You can't tunnel out of it. You cannot get out of it. If you are the enemy team and he's ulted you, you are in that ult, and you cannot get out unless you either die or kill him.
Oh, God.
And majority of the time, you can't kill him. Now, you can't do anything to stop it either. For the same reason, if you can't stop him when he charges, you can't hack it, you can't really destroy it because it's got stupid health. You can't move it, it's stuck there. So whether he puts it on the map, if he puts it, say there's a choke point and you've got like 10 seconds to get to the point, to take the point, if he puts it in the choke point, that's it, you aren't winning. Because if you step in that, you can't get out. So it's really useful to take choke points, but at the same time, it's really fucking annoying. Now, it's really fun when you place it on like the side of the map and then a couple teammates get into it, because if it then goes off the map, the whole thing falls off the map and whoever's in it is dragged with it because they are stuck to it with a chain. So if it goes off the side or down the well or wherever it goes, you're going with it.
Bye-bye. Okay, that is fun.
Bye. It's kind of fun, but you have to know how to play him to do it right. And you have to have the right characters to do it correctly. It's fun if you can get it right, but it's very tricky. All of this got reworked. He is still ridiculously overpowered as far as I'm concerned.
God.
He still needs a lot of work. And I hate him because every time, right, which the current problem with Overwatch is a problem that Blizzard themselves have stated they're trying to fix, which is currently the swap meta. If one tank plays Zarya and the other tank is playing Reinhardt, right, the Reinhardt will go and swap. And then the Zarya goes and swaps. And they will swap and swap and swap until eventually one of them picks Malga and then the other one picks Malga and then it's just a Malga fight. And nobody wants it.
No.
Nobody likes it. It's annoying, it's problematic, and we're all like, it's quick play. Like, Jesus,
Oh
just
my
chill.
God, dude.
It's not that deep in quick play, my dude. Like, chill out. I just don't like Malga. I've never liked him. I'm never going to like him because they left a very bad taste from when he first came out to now. They haven't been able to find a way for him to not be I don't know how to play tank, so I'm just going to play Malga because that's what he is.
Yeah, rather than learning tank, you just become a degenerate.
Pretty much, because he doesn't require any skill. The only skill that is required is if you want to pull off the funny, I'm going to drag you off the map. But other than that, he doesn't require any skill because he's pretty much invincible in all of his moves. His ultimate can't be stopped. And his ultimate is pretty OP as well. He just doesn't require skill. If you pick Malga because you don't know how to play tank, maybe you should learn how to play tank. You're in quick play, my dude. It's not that deep.
Okay, next character.
Adventure. My child. My representation. My everything. I'm putting it straight to S.
Oh, what? Where an S? Well, I'm going to give it a wild guess. Somewhere above May.
Yeah. I love May, but I love Venture. Venture is perfect. Venture is beautiful. I don't have any problems with Venture, and how could I? They're non-binary. Nice. So there's a big bias.
We respect non-binary.
Venture is the tipping point as to why I left Overwatch and why I will no longer play the game.
Oh, no.
Not because the representation is bad. Venture as a whole, fantastic character. I love them. They are beautiful, fantastic. Mwah, mwah. And it's not even the hatred that came out for them. That is not even remotely new. People hate Tracer because she's a lesbian. People hated Farah because she's a lesbian. People hate 76 because he's gay. Whatever. Okay, you're original. Okay, call me a slur and let's move on.
In defense of Tracer and Farah, I think they were originally gay, and Soldier 76 wasn't, but then he was later on. So, yeah, I mean,
for Soldier 76, they did that, and the timing is really convenient, and I don't care what anyone says. This is what it is, whether you like it or not. They only made Soldier 76 gay to cover up the controversies and the current cases they were going through in court.
Yeah.
That's why they did it. That, I don't care what anyone says, that is exactly why they did it. If you look at the timelines of the time that they decided that Soldier 76 was gay and they came out with, oh, happy pride, look, he's gay, to the time that they were going through the court cases for all of their sexual assault stuff and whatever, same time. Same time.
Same time where they, I think it was the same time where they removed McCree and turned him to, named him Cole Cassidy because one of the devs' name was McCree. Or last name of McCree.
And that was one of the guys implicated.
Yeah. So, with Venture, I love Venture. Now, every time they brought out a new character, right, they would give them a skin in that season. Because they're a new character, right? So they would get a skin. Venture didn't get a skin in the season they came out.
Oh, shit.
They got a non-binary flag skin. However, the community hated it, not because it was the non-binary flag, but because you could only get it for one weekend through Twitch. You had to watch Twitch for like 6 hours
fuck off.
to get the skin. And they didn't even advertise it. They didn't say anything. They only advertised it like halfway through this weekend, and it was only 2 days. 2 days. So if you missed it, you missed it. You're not going to get it. That pissed a lot of non-binary people, me included, off.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted that skin, and you didn't even tell me I could get that skin. So now I just don't get the skin that is my identity on the character that is representing my identity in the game that you claim is woke. Okay, moving on from that.
Yeah.
Blizzard themselves came forward right after announcing they were giving Mercy and Kiriko 4 new skins that Venture... Right, and this is in Season 12. Venture would not be getting a skin until Season 18.
Oh, my. They can't keep getting away with this!
Yes, they can. That's the trouble.
They can and they do because Kiriko players and Genji players and Mercy players are paying for their game. Which is why they get so many skins, even recolors. Because I need to have every skin for my favorite character. Really?
But
you're going to pay $40 for a recolor of a skin that we all know you're not going to wear.
Yeah.
Really? Really? Venture has suffered as one of the current most hated characters in the game because they play very similarly to Doofus. They're a very brawly character, they're up in your face, and they are so fucking annoying to deal with. And I'm like, you know what? That's a good thing, because we haven't had a brawly character like that in a long time. For the most part, when they go underground, they're invincible. You can't touch them. You can't do anything until they resurface, which is fantastic. However, they do damage when they resurface as well, so you can't just be up waiting for them. They're very similar to how original Doofus played in the first one, because you need to chain your moves together to get enough damage to do stuff worthwhile. Their ultimate, holy crap. Beautiful, fantastic, love it. Original. All those things that Lady Gaga said that I'm not remembering. No notes. Original, fantastic. Yeah, just nothing but good things to say about Venture. Their ultimate is, I don't know what it's called, but it's essentially, they pull out they've got a drill for a weapon. I want to clarify, which shoots projectile drills at people. And of the whole cast, and this is another thing people hate, Venture is the only person whose melee does more damage because it is an overtime melee. Because you use the drill. When you use your melee, you hit them with the drill, and the drill does damage over time because it's consistently going like, well, a drill.
Oh yeah, it's a drill.
It's a drill. Jesus, I'm thinking of someone else, which is the next person we're about to talk about. When they do their ultimate, they throw their drill into the ground, and it creates like a wave of dirt and like rocks and things, which just goes across the map. Not the whole map, because they limit it to the area that you're in. Like, there's only so far it goes. It only goes like a couple meters. And you get, I think it's 3 shots. You get 3 shots with that, and you can't jump over it. You can avoid it, but you really have to get out of it because the range is pretty huge. And it does a lot of damage. Like, you can, if you get 2, I think, on a tank, I think that's like under half of their health, and then you get the 3rd one, and they're pretty much low bar. And then you just need to shoot them a couple times. You can kill squishies within 2 shots of that ult, I'm pretty sure. And if not, well, it's just clean up after that because everyone's really low. Now, this was when, again, I want to clarify, this is when they first came out. It's been nerfed since then, but it's still really dangerous and you'd want to avoid it. Their second ability is they launch forward with their drill. And you can launch yourself into the air. It's fun. You can fly. You're not actually flying, but you can fly. And it's just really, like, fun. Like, there's no other word for it. It's just fun. You get in the tank's face, and they hate you for it, and they can't do anything about it. It's like, I'm not even here to bully the supports. I mean, realistically, that's what most Venture people do.
Oh, yeah.
But when I play Venture, I'm here to bully the tank. I'm here to piss the tank off.
Oh, yeah.
They can't do anything about it. They're just like, oh, I'm going to get you. And I'm like, you're really not. But yeah, I really like Venture. I'm sure they've probably nerfed them a whole bunch. And they've probably gotten their damage and stuff reworked. But for the most part, I'm really happy with them. They're my favorite DPS at the moment. That's why I would put them where I put them. Yeah, I mean...
them behind...
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we'll put them
I would definitely put Lifeweaver above them.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Blind. Yeah, right below Lifeweaver. And, the astronaut.
Yeah, this is Juno. This is kind of where I cut off. Juno came in when I left, so I know about her. I played her when she was kind of being introduced. I played a little bit of her when she finally got released, but she's past my time. She's got, her abilities are, she's got a jump ring. So it's like this giant ring that you put wherever. It's not just on the ground. You can put it in the sky or on a wall or wherever you want to put it. And when you go through it, you get a speed burst, very similar to, pardon me, Lucio speed burst.
Okay.
Which just launches you forward. That's it. Her second ability is it's a lock-on, like lock-on target thing, which can go for the enemy team or your team. So if it goes for the enemy team, it does damage. And it does more damage depending on how many targets it hits. So if you hit one target, and that's the only one that locks on, you do a little bit of damage. You hit 3, it does more. You hit the whole team, it can wipe out squishies, which is dangerous. Now, same goes vice versa, except it does healing instead of damage. If you hit the whole team, it does more. If you only hit one person, it does less. Which is really useful, really great, fantastic, very useful. Her other third ability is she can kind of fly. I never really figured it out. She gets very similar to Echo. She gets like that burst in the air. I still don't really know how it works. I tried to figure it out. I couldn't personally figure it out. They might have changed it and made it easier, but I don't really know. It didn't really make much sense to me, and I never really figured it out. Her gun just does normal shots. She doesn't have a secondary fire as far as I'm aware. And it's very similar to Ana, where you shoot the enemy team, they take damage, you shoot your team, they take healing.
Nice.
Her ultimate, I have no idea what it's called, but it's like a giant tornado beam thing.
Ooh.
That just slowly moves across the map in one straight line depending on the direction that you put it. Now, it's amazing for pushes, and it is amazing for like holding and stalling on a point if you need to. However, you have to be very careful with the placement because you cannot change its direction. It will stay that way. You can't destroy it. It is not destroyable. It just constantly goes. And if your team is there with it, you get heals over time. Very similar to when Lifeweaver's Tree first came out. It was invincible. When you were in that ult, you couldn't take any damage. Well, not enough to be meaningful, at least, because the healing would just outweigh it. Plus, you got a buff, so they would be fucked. They changed it, so you can actually kill people near her ult now, but it still needs a little bit of tweaking from what I've heard. I haven't been playing, so I have very little idea how well she plays or even if she's worth or viable, but I know she's pretty versatile for a support. She's very floaty when you figure out how to actually fly with her properly. I have no idea because I never figured it out. She's definitely very good. She has great healing output. She's great for killing things because I've seen so many of them get play of the game. And her ult is amazing. Like, I want to say it's a little lazy because it's like, oh, it's just a giant laser beam tornado thing going in one direction. But at the same time, I'm like, of course they're going to be lazy. They aren't putting any thought into the game itself. They aren't putting any thought into any of their skins. What makes me think that they would go through the effort of making a really cool ult?
It's Blizzard. What do you expect?
It's Blizzard. I don't expect much from them. Yeah, you're not wrong. But for what it's worth, it is a super useful ult. It goes really well. I personally wouldn't pick her compared to other supports. Not even just because I don't think she's worth picking, but because I just don't have the skill to play her.
Okay.
And, I got off that train when she came around. So, but from what I know of what my friends tell me about how much they love playing her, and they're all support mains, I feel like she'd probably be at the top of B.
Okay.
Maybe even low end A.
All right. We'll do top of B for Juno.
Yeah.
And that is the Overwatch Heroes tier list. I'm sure this will spark no controversy with the Overwatch community at all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Not
it
a
won't.
single one.
Nobody's
we
going to be upset about any of it.
Yeah, because honestly, let's be real. Nobody that's in the toxic section of the Overwatch community is gonna see this video.
No, they're not.
I mean, no, they're not.
We're all gonna get canceled for this. I could just tell you that.
Mm-hmm.